Stay safe, world. You already know what's going on, man. We got some unfortunate news for all the top fans of 1090 Jake, man. He has apparently been exposed for writing a statement of paperwork in an incident that occurred several years ago behind bars, and it's a major controversy that's basically going on. It's a true incident because 1090 Jake actually went on live himself and said that this was all true, and he did write that statement.
Whole thing I wrote, bro. I'm writing to the warden. Like, look, this the situation I'm in.
And it was regarding an incident that occurred against a Haitian Zoe that apparently attacked him, man. We got to get into this whole incident right now because this might just shake the whole rap world altogether because of the fact that this man has been going around exposing snitches, and this is the second time that bro has gotten exposed in paperwork, man. And it shows the true hypocrisy in this whole snitch movement and the leniency that some people get and the leniency that some others don't get, man. We're gonna tap into it right now, but before we do, I'm gonna need you to like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna run on this video, man. Make sure y'all check out the merch link in the description at staysafeworld.com. Make sure y'all tap in the notification gang so whenever I post, y'all tune in right away, man. Let's get into this. Just today, 1090 Jake went onto an extremely crazy IG live, basically cursing at everyone, saying everyone was fake, saying that his paperwork was legit.
Yeah, nah, fact. I feel that, but you know, they gonna be like, supposed any nigga that carried himself like a street nigga ain't supposed to be writing no statements, no grievances, or any of that shit. Like,
Fact.
that's
100%. And you know what else they say? The second somebody gets shot, kicked, punched, flipped by the police, what do? They complain, right?
Yeah.
They say something, everybody starts marching around and fucking boycotting and tearing shit up. Anytime something happens with the police. So I said something about 2 other black motherfuckers getting beat by the police. I didn't even get beat. I said something on their face, right?
yeah.
And I suffered the consequences of that. So what happens in a situation like that? Because we just went over the Kodak thing where Kodak said he was getting tortured by the police. What everybody said, you can't snitch on the police.
Yeah, so all right, so you gonna say, so all right, since y'all was already in jail, so you don't feel like that was snitching though, like even writing that statement out, like you don't feel like damn, I shouldn't have did that one?
Nah, because it had no effect on nobody.
All because of this statement that basically was leaked by an Instagrammer that basically official Ron Blake came out and discovered some paperwork that concerned Jacob Cherry, aka 1090 Jake, dating back from 2014, man. It's a crazy scenario. 1090 Jake basically went into detail and said that this was a grievance, a civil grievance, basically aimed at the whole structure of the jail, including the CEOs, and it was about another inmate, but the other inmate didn't technically get in trouble for this incident because this was after they were all already convicted of their charges and everything like that. And he said that no one got any additional time because of this statement, so it wasn't really snitching, and that this wasn't a statement, but this was a grievance. That's basically went into detail on his IG live with the person who provided the paperwork, saying that that was the case. While a lot of other people, majority of people, are basically saying that if you give any type of statement, especially when you're the guy pointing at other rappers that gave the smallest of statements and saying that they snitched, then you're just as bad as that, man. It's a crazy scenario because it's just karma for everything that bro has done. This isn't even the first statement that bro has been implicated in regarding that whole statement that happened with the people shooting into his house and then calling the police and telling them who it was when later these same people got arrested. That's a whole nother story from my first video that I made on this incident. Man, let's get into this right now. So the statement reads, on 1/16/14, I was sitting in my bunk when inmate Jimmy Horry hit me with a rock and sock on my head. This was during morning shift change. The officer came in and cuffed me. Then checked all the inmates and found Mark Cherry was also assaulted. More staff came and then cuffed me. Mark Cherry and Jerry Lewis. We were all taken to the back room of B dorm. Inmates Horry and Lewis were said to be the 2 assaulters and me and Mark Cherry the victims. I then witnessed Sergeant Martin Stewart beating inmate Jerry Lewis. Eventually, Sergeant Martin, Captain Sapp Officer Kai and a few other inmates that were called for emergency traffic beat inmate Lewis and inmate Hori. Captain Sad then told us, "I don't care who did what, all of you are getting charges if you write anything. Do what I say or we'll beat your ass until you need to go to the hospital." I was then forced to write that I was assaulted and fought back in self-defense, which is untrue. Officer Kai, who wrote me 2 DRs, possession of weapons and assault on inmate, lied in both statements. He said he witnessed me assaulted with a lock tied to a sock. It says I struck another inmate into 2 pieces and spread pebbles of asphalt all over my property. I am a victim in this case. I was assaulted by an inmate, then threatened, blackmailed by staff. This is the second grievance I've written. I believe the first was throughout by an officer. I have informed my family, who will be contacting Tallahassee investigator and getting a lawyer. If I'm not released from confinement, I have been assaulted, threatened, and blackmailed. Please help me. Thank you. That's basically Jacob Cherry's words from the incident that occurred in this whole scenario. There's also additional paperwork that basically came out, lists his charges and everything that went down, and a statement of facts from the Florida Department of Corrections saying inmate Cherry Jacob is being charged with 110 aggravated battery or attempted aggravated battery on inmate, which is a violation of the rules of prohibition conduct. And we list the statement that the CEO basically gave. Man, so the funny thing about all this isn't the first time that bro has basically gotten in trouble for an incident that happened behind bars. You know, a lot of people were giving some type of controversy towards 1090 Jake because of the whole fact that he went on a news channel and basically gave, you know, information that could have gotten CEOs and other people locked up or just in trouble. We're talking about the contraband and how it snuck into jail. So this wouldn't be the first incident. And then he went on IG Live and basically incriminated all this stuff, told everything what happened, said that his homies attacked Zoes, and basically everything that went down was a lie. And it didn't really give a solid statement about what exactly he said that he was going against. He said he was filing the grievance against the whole staff, but on top of the fact, he basically implicated another person that was within the scenario. I just feel that the confusing part for everyone else is the fact that he's able to say that this isn't snitching when other people have had similar statements read, you know, like the whole Gunna scenario and all this other stuff, and he is saying that they're snitches when in the case that happened with him is very similar. The line is so blurred. That's what I'm saying throughout all this rap stuff and everything that goes on. The line between snitching and not snitching is so thin. It's incredibly thin because people are basically giving statements and are forced to give a statement. When you get into a car accident, as he says in his words, you have to give a statement. Whenever there's a scenario, you probably have to give a statement, but it's if you say the wrong words and say the wrong thing and get confused or any type of thing, people are going to point at you and say it was some type of statement of snitching. So it's really up to your interpretation of whether or not he snitched or not. I'm not the ultimate person over here, the judge and jury, that's going to say that he snitched. But I feel that a lot of people are going to say that it's pretty hypocritical that he's the one pointing at people for snitching when he actually has some form of written statement basically implicating other people in a crime, whether or not they got convicted or whatever. So is the benchmark basically that the other person has to get convicted, or is the benchmark that you just gave a statement, or what is the benchmark at this point? This is why I feel like Mans has to basically move away from this snitch content, because at the end of the day, there's probably going to be more paperwork. This is the second paperwork that has come out against him. The first being what I talked about in the first video about 1090 Jake snitching, which I go into detail right here. But altogether, it's definitely not a good look. It's probably going to ruin his credibility. You know, he just got a shout out from Lotto. A lot of people look at him as the snitch detective, but it's like, it takes one to know one, you know? Like, well, what do y'all think? Do y'all think this is some type of snitching? Do you think that any amount of paperwork that says that you're giving a statement, whether it's a grievance or anything that implicates someone else, is that snitching? Or is that not snitching? But at the end of the day, bro has to make money, and regardless if he snitched or not, he's gonna pull just like these rappers and say that he didn't snitch, you know, because that's what everyone says. Nobody snitched. Nobody snitched over here. No one snitched. There's no such thing as snitching. But at the end of the day, man, paper doesn't lie. And he said that it was a statement that he gave and basically said that it was his. So it's gonna be, only time will tell exactly what exactly is gonna happen. it's going to be interesting to see what his fans think, because they feel like he is the best thing since sliced bread. They feel like he can do no wrong. There's no such thing of him doing anything wrong, and everything he does is right, while the general public has a differing opinion of it. But hey, man, let me know in the comments what y'all think about this whole situation. Do y'all think that he implicated someone else in this scenario? Or do you feel that it was just a misunderstanding and this civil grievance was just to sue the police, as he said in his words? Let me know what y'all think, man. Real say shit. You already know what's going on. Be careful what you